Good morning. It's Despender. It's the first day of Despender, December, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to talk about a week to week budget and going back to the basics of the bare bones budget. And I'm going to share my recipe with you first. I made meatballs this morning for the week. Now, what I used a pound and a half of ground beef. I used a half a yellow onion. I used one thing of stovetop. I used some of my Italian seasonings. I used 2 eggs, and I made the most incredible meatballs. It made 27 and a half medium-sized meatballs. These are not small and they're not big, but they're medium-sized. So for us here at the house, I can divide those into two and make 2 meals. So half of these will go into the freezer for another spaghetti meal, and we're going to have half this week for some spaghetti and meatballs. So remember, stovetop, ground beef, onions, Italian seasonings, and 2 eggs, and you can make some fantastic, flavorful meatballs. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, okay, there's a little sage in it, but it works. It works out just fine. Now let's talk about Despender, and what does that mean? Despender December. I am going to become a Despender. And that's going to be hard to do because I have been shopping clearances, I've been shopping sales, stock ups, needs, and everything. So starting today, I will not spend on anything other than what we absolutely need and things that are going to make me money. So when you see my hauls, you can pretty much guess that they are going to be money maker hauls, which means they are stuff that people have requested. I'm making up gift baskets and bags in order to sell those for people who don't want to shop for the holidays at work. So I will be doing CVS deals for the next 3 weeks, and hopefully, those will come out good. So, Despender means that we're going on the bare bones budget again. Bare bones budget means grocery store, only what we need, or those deals that are absolutely so incredible that they're almost free. Dollar General, same way. If I do any Dollar General deals, they are going to be like really, really little out of pocket. I will probably hold my $25 budget and allow myself to use that in order to gain some things. So while we're talking about the bare bones budget, let's also talk about the week to week blue collar check to check budget. Now, there are a lot of people out there that are having trouble. I mean, things happen and you're like, oh my God, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. Go to the basics. If you're living check to check, there are so many things you can do to save money and to think smart. You've got to think smart. Even if it's just for a month and you want to get ahead $300 or $400, this would be a chance to practice that. So when you're living check to check, week to week, the first thing you want to do is pay your bills. I mean, bills come first. They're not going to go anywhere. You don't want them late. You don't want to ruin your credit. You don't want, people and bill collectors and so on and so forth. So you always take your bills right off the top of your income. First things out of your check. Then you want to fill your car up for 7 days. You're not going to be driving around, fiddle farting around. That's the worst thing you can do during a budget like this. The first thing is to know how much fuel you're going to need for those 7 days. Period. How much does it take to get back and forth to work for 5 days, and then to the grocery store one day, and then to the bank the next day? So know how much fuel you're going to need for that week to week. 7 days. Another thing, you're not going to be buying lunches or drinks or anything outside of the household's food. You're going to be learning how to eat out of the pantry and the freezer, and then take lunch to work with that food that you prepare. Number 4, the $25 grocery budget, period. And this is how I've divided it. $12.50 for protein, $6.25 for vegetables and fruit, and $6.25 for miscellaneous needs. Now, okay, you need some toilet paper to get you through those 7 days. You only need seven days worth, and you don't need to use the best toilet paper in the world that costs $4 for a 4-pack. That's crazy. Unless you are a couponer and you know how to work deals, right now, working a week-to-week budget, you buy that 79-cent toilet paper at Kroger. If you need a roll of paper towels for the week, you buy that cheap paper towel for the 7 days, and only 7 days. You are only going to shop for 7 days, period. Meal plan. Go through your pantries, go through your freezers, your refrigerator. Come up with stuff. Get creative. Being creative during a bare bones budget is absolutely the best thing in the world. So, for example, I had this ground beef that I bought on sale. I bought this on sale for the past couple of weeks, and I had my seasonings, and I had onions, and of course I have eggs. So now I have 27 and a half meatballs for 2 weeks worth of meals. Okay, I spent $1 on this, probably about $2 for the ground beef, and the seasonings out of my cabinet. But you want to make sure that you're stocked up on those things. So first things first, we are in Despender, and I hope that if you're in debt, this is a time that you want to change the following year. Now, here's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to try to pay off that debt as much as possible until the beginning of January. Whatever debt is left, if I get money back on my taxes, which it's not very much, but if I get some tax money back, that also is going to go into my debt, and I will be debt-free completely. But I'm hoping I don't have to use that money, and I can do it just from this month and next month, saving money and trying to pay off debt. It's very important not to have debt, because, man, when that hangs over your head and you've got all of that interest, you're paying interest. You're not paying off that debt. So, number one, I don't like using credit cards. I haven't used it in a couple years just because I'm trying to pay it off. There you go. Now, of course, there are things that you need that you can't control, such as dog food, cat litter, things like that when you have pets. But look for the best deals. Don't use what you always used. Say you need cat litter for the week and you're still on that bare bones budget. You can't afford that $3 bag. Buy a $1 bag of cat litter. Why not? You're going to use it for 7 days. I don't know if it will last 7 days or not. With my cats, they do pretty well. So remember, if you're going for a week-to-week $25 budget, get smart. It's very important. So now that we're in Despender, I will show you some of my hauls, but I'm going to tell you, whatever you see me spend is either something that we absolutely needed, or it's something that's going to make me money. So you all have a great Despender, and I am going to go do a CVS deal maybe today or maybe tomorrow. You all have a great day. Bye, y'all.